What's good, interweb? It's your man Q back again, and I'm blessed with the first lady of the Geek Talk, my friend, fellow streamer, Amanda Lee, aka Mandy Lee. How you doing, Mandy?
I'm good. Thank you for inviting me and being the first girl,
No problem.
first lady.
The first lady of Geek Talk. No problem. We just, I guess it's no other, I do this all the time. It's literally no other way to just do it except just do it, because we were sitting here for I don't know how many minutes, and that happens all the time, holding conversation and talking, and I should have been recording, but yeah. But it happens. So I'll follow up with something we were just talking about. We were just talking about yourself and Curious Joy and what's her name? Sunnier. Not sunnier than most. She's also a Nintendo content creator, and she lives in the UK.
Some bookish.
Yes. We was talking about how
Well, she
y'all.
actually followed me on Twitter and then unfollowed me.
What?
Yeah, I was like, damn.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
what was the purpose of that, I wonder?
I have no idea.
That's crazy. All right.
I was like, oh man, she followed me. I was like, oh yay, because I watch her videos, and then she unfollowed me, and I'm like, okay, that's rude.
Me and her started like the same time. And I can't lie to you. I was the typical man about this. I was a little sexist, a little chauvinist. I ain't gonna lie to you, because she's a very attractive woman, and I didn't realize that she, like, her personality in her first videos, or at least the ones I had seen, wasn't shining through. And I just said, "Oh, here's another girl that's pretending to be a gamer." I'll admit, so pretending to be a gamer, and she's just getting views and stuff based off of her how she looks. But when I actually start watching her videos, oh, she has really great content, and she's like a super dork, and that's what.
Like,
That's
I
why I
want
watch
to
her.
see that, but I'm still like, kind of like, she followed me and then unfollowed me. That's so rude.
Yeah, well, at least she followed
And
you.
I'm
Hey.
just, and it's like, okay, I mean, she wasn't shy about her looks. She knows she looks good, and she worked out, so
Yeah.
more power to her to show it. So you're not all in the bad.
No,
Don't be like, oh, I'm just like an alpha male, and I thought that. No, it's like sometimes I kind of see it in some female gamers.
like that girl who was selling water, selling her bath water. See, and that's what I feel gives a lot of female gamers. And is there a word for female otakus? Is there like a word for
Uh, I
women
don't
who
think
like?
so.
Because
That's
I
how
just
rare it
found out
is.
about. I just found out about how do you say it? Husbandados.
Husband, yeah, something like that. I can't pronounce it.
Yeah, I just found out about that when I. Matter of fact, playing Fire Emblem, I just found out about that because a lot of people were upset, which I didn't realize that Claude is a bisexual. So a lot of people were upset about that. That he was not able to talk to both genders like some of the other characters did, which I guess I understand that, but I don't. And they were
Mhm.
like, "Oh, my husbandado," and I was like, "What the hell what is that?"
Yeah, that's like the whole different topic. Not in like girls in the gaming community is like how the sexist in games and stuff. That's a whole different can of worms.
That really is. That's it's well, that's kind of, well, it is, but then it's kind of in the same realm, because I have a theory that
Mm-hmm.
and we'll get back into the, because it's gonna full circle, Mandy. Watch, it's gonna full circle. But I have a theory. I'm gonna throw it out there at you, that Nintendo has something against women, and I know they're in
Really?
Japan, and I know that the rights. I'm not gonna get into every political thing like that. I don't want no trouble. I like Japan, but that a lot of the same amenities women, get here, it's not the same way as it is in Japan, and we don't see a lot of female representation in Nintendo games. We're still waiting on a fighter pass character for Smash
Yeah.
Brothers.
Every time I bring that up, people think I'm like being an SJW or something. I'm like, no, I want a female fighter. And I don't know the political stuff in Japan. It's like we don't even get a lot of people like on YouTube from Japan or anything like that. So that part is kind of a mystery, like the gaming culture over there. But I mean, I wouldn't say they don't like girls because a lot of their consoles are catered to females or look pretty or the games or something. I think they're pretty neutral. I mean, I don't know for sure. Maybe Sakurai because, the whole they didn't like Mei in the game because she's too sexualized when they could have just put something on her.
Yeah. And
Like put a little dress or something.
and I didn't really see, to be honest, I know that's his favorite game, but I didn't really even see the purpose. And I haven't seen anybody talking about it. Okay, you got the King of Fighters characters, and you didn't put Mai in, but you got all these people in it, for the stage, and they're not playable, so it's just nice to look at.
Yeah, so I don't know what happened there. But back to like the community, I mean, being a female in the gaming community is pretty good from where I'm at the time because there's more like awareness and stuff. I'm not gonna lie, there's some perks. But
Jerk.
something that I've noticed, well, I'm not gonna lie,
You're like, it's some kind of perks, like, we just.
like it's easier for us to start, but we gotta establish ourselves before people start thinking we're fake or we're just doing it because it's a pretty face, you can make money. So to get into the door is pretty easy. But the hard part is establishing yourself as an actual gamer that plays games. And I'm not just a pretty face to look at. I kind of listen to what I'm saying. So that's pretty tough, and I still struggle with that. But like the more unknown stuff is very catty. Like the girl, I like I'm gonna drop names. I'm always a person to drop names. I don't really care.
We're
But
all good. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like it's better to be honest.
No, I
Like
feel you.
I'm dropping the name for a reason.
Oh well, hey, well, I won't bleep it out. Handle that scandal. This is look.
Like some
This
book.
is the
Like,
forum for it.
so yeah, it's very catty because I guess girls look at it as competitive, which it is, but they treat other girl gamers like competition. And one person that I really don't like because of that is Destiny FOMO. Because my only interaction with her was like I already first saw, like I felt she was a bitch. And like, I don't want to be rude or anything, but she just gave me that vibe. And our first encounter was like an argument because I left a comment on her YouTube video. Mm-hmm. And I told her, because she was saying she was queen of Nintendo. I was saying how, what do you have? You got 33 videos, 60 plus thousand subscribers, and not a gameplay to show. And then she got pissed, blocked me on Twitter, and she's like I don't want to say this is true, it was probably, I don't know, but I think that she's endorsed by somebody. Because who has that many, like, subs with 33 videos? And she was attacking me because I didn't know she was a Twitch streamer or she had previous videos because she blocked it. And I'm like, how am I supposed to know that?
See now, I just pulled it up. Not to cut you off, I just gotta say this. I just pulled up. She is a nice looking lady. I didn't. I would never have guessed this off top
Well,
that she that she was into games. I would have thought she was, you know,
I
selling
feel like
games, or maybe she's an IG model. Like her pictures don't seem really game related, other than that Pikachu shirt, but the Power Glove.
yeah, all her shirts are low cut. I'm like, okay. That's not even the problem. The problem is that like she doesn't like other female gamers. She likes some bookish. I mean, I can see why. But oh yeah, this is like off the cuff though. I'm sorry if I get a little too personal.
Oh no, you hey you all good.
It's just
It's all good.
and it's not like I'm jealous because I'm not. I don't know what's going on in their lives, so I'm not really jealous. It's just like it puts like this precedence of your looks does equate to success in gaming, and that's kind of sad because I don't want to like. I would say thank you if people say I'm cute or whatnot because it's a compliment. Of course, I appreciate it. But I want people to actually listen to what I'm saying. And I've done videos where I don't show my face and they do like much worse. So it just like puts into question like what are these people on my channel for? Now granted some people um do like my opinions or my takes on stuff in my videos, but it's kind of depressing because there's already this cattiness that goes around in the female gaming community. Like we all have to be rivals or something when you don't. I'm friends with a lot of girls that play games. They're fine. It's just that when you get to ones that actually make content and whatever, they're pretty catty. And I don't like that aspect of the community.
It
And I
sounds
wish
very. It sounds very. I'm not gonna say that the gaming community is not real world things at all. I'm not gonna say that because it does translate. What the heck was that picture there? But I will say that it sounds very crab in the barrel, and in the African American community, that's one of the stigmas with us is that when one person gets up, we're gonna hate on that person or destroy that person because we either don't have it or we want what they have, so we pull that person down. And it sounded that was very similar, and I have seen that with women in workplaces too, as well when it comes to that. And that's exactly kind of like how you had explained it, because I do see a lot of, I will say, by doing Twitch and YouTube, I have seen where more men as will like hook up and be, cool with each other and stuff, but it's less groups of females. Like my homegirl Nia, she had a whole group. I think they just disbanded because everybody started doing their own thing. But she's from Team Red, and then before she was on Team Red, she had like it was something like the women of Nintendo or something like that. Was like 4 or 5 of her friends. Her and Coupon was like her real close friend, and they would stream together and they had a podcast and everything. But that's really rare compared to like how when Player Essence and Spawn Wave and RGT and everybody get together like weekly, or Avedon and VC. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
more
like
normal
there's
and common
probably
for that.
just one female and that's it.
Yeah.
And okay, like
And then when it's one female, a lot of times y'all can get objectified a lot because it quickly turns into something else rather than it being, well, so I'm with you. I'm a man now. Don't get me wrong. I'm a man. I love women, but I see it as well.
and it's like also in the dudes, like some guys won't follow you or subscribe or anything because they have a girlfriend or something. and they automatically think that like this chick just wants me. I'm like, no. I just want to follow you because you have cool content. I hate that notion that, oh, a good looking girl follows you, she obviously wants you. No. Like, no. It's so hard to network with people. Yeah, you laugh. It's so hard to network with people without having that stigma of, like, you know how Ninja said he's not going to stream with girls and stuff? Mm-hmm. Some guys essentially do that, but low key, they start to distance themselves from females because they think they're going to run into drama or full of drama or we want them. And I'm just like, no. I just want to be on a podcast or interact with the community because of the games. It's just so stupid because one, like, you have self-control. You're not going to go cheating on your girl because there's another girl. If you're that tempted, then maybe you should fix that.
Social media, homie.
Yeah, like when Ninja said that, I was like, holy, that's so rude.
Well, you know what? He might be afraid. I can't speak for Ninja like that. I don't really follow him too much, but he might be afraid of. I got a homie in real life. I ain't gonna say his name. I don't want no trouble. One of my closest friends, actually, and he's not allowed because he doesn't allow himself be allowed to be on social media. No Instagrams and no. He got a Facebook, but you know, Facebook is like for our parents' social media thing now. It's not popping like it used to be. So he got a Facebook, no TikTok, no nothing, no new stuff. And this man's in his, you know, late 20s, early 30s. No nothing. And he said it. I don't want that kind of heat. I don't want to be looking at nobody, and I don't want to be putting myself in a position. I'm like, bro, like, well, what you got in your heart to go do, my guy? Like
he needs to fix his personality if, like, because if he's that easily triggered to cheat, then I'm sorry, you gotta fix that, not like close yourself.
It's not social media. It's what you really want to do.
Yeah, because you have to focus. Like, you're gonna have to work with other women eventually.
Yeah, like
I don't know. That mindset is so weird.
It's more women in the world than it is men. So I don't.
That's why when Ninja said it, I was like, why are people like okay with that? That's essentially putting yourself in a bubble because you think you might start drama, which drama could come from anywhere. And that's just like, okay. And it just further gets to the point of like some guys don't want to collab or be in a podcast with you because you're a female and they might have a girl at the time. And it's just so stupid. I just want to talk about video games, man.
No, I hear you. I completely. Now I hear you. Now I'm gonna give you a quick little story. It's a quick one because I had to back away from somebody because she tried to get me caught into some stuff, and I'm like, lady, you crazy. So
yeah, like not all women are crazy, but
no, not all women, but this young woman, I'm not gonna name drop her neither, but this young woman here, we've been friends for the longest, you know, just chopping it up. We send each other things like you know, here's a link to this if it's something, but it wasn't a person that I talked to daily, weekly, or monthly. So one day I look up and she had like 30 of my pictures on Instagram. I'm like, what the hell? Okay, well, I did look kind of good that day, but damn, okay, relax. Okay, 30 pictures, boo. So then, you know, at the time, you know, I was available. So I was like, okay, I bite back. You know, I'm a man. I'm like, hey, you kind of cute, you know, and you kind of geeky too. You know, you go like there. So I bit back. But the more we started talking, I found out that she had a boyfriend. Not only did she have a boyfriend, but she also lives with her boyfriend. So then she wanted to start
Yeah.
talking to me more. So I had to pull back. So, I'm pulling back. I don't want no trouble with you, girl. Because see, men, we handle things differently a lot of times. And if a dude feels that another dude is talking to his woman, that's like people want to go and like they want to get violent. And I ain't about to fight over nobody that ain't my wife. Some chick that's on Instagram. So I
Yeah.
had to back up from the woman, and she told me we end up talking again, but it's nowhere near to that level because I had to tell her,
Yeah.
She messages me, right? Mandy one day
Mhm.
messages me, and she's in her bed, cleavage hanging out, talking to me, and I'm looking like, what?
The heck,
Oh no!
bro?
Oh, she said, "Oh, we need to hang out, Q." I said, "We what? No, no, you got a man. No, my boyfriend doesn't care if I have friends. I'm still friends with my ex." I said, "Well, I ain't comfortable with it.
Oh,
I'm
jeez.
definitely not comfortable with it." And so then we didn't talk for a while because of that. So then a few weeks later, she knows how to do YouTube and everything and stuff like that. So she says, all of a sudden, she said, I had to like message you and see, what was going on. She said, because one day I'm sitting there and I hear your voice in my house. I said, what? She goes, so I go to the other room and my boyfriend was watching one of your videos. And the first thing I said, see, now if I was a dumb Negro, if I was stupid, I would have got caught up and I probably wouldn't be here at this podcast today talking to you because dudes get stupid over their females. And I ain't fighting over nobody's, but I do, I get what you're saying. I was just a little story, but she put herself in a situation, and a lot of people do things like that where they'll catch you up. Now, if it's a
Yeah.
situation like that, my ninja, I understand. But as far as just like saying you're not going to talk to somebody because of that. Now, if you know that you're attracted to somebody, like with me, I had to stop talking to her like that because I was attracted to her, and she was obviously attracted to me. She with 30 pictures, like liking all my pictures. So I was like, I can't talk to you no more. Now, if it's a situation like that, okay, I can see that. But just to say, well, you know what, Mandy, I'm not gonna play a game with you because you're a girl.
Yeah, like it's that kind of thing where you're not interested in dating or whatnot. You just want to collab or play a game or be on a podcast or something. And it's always like if they have a girl, they probably won't let you on or anything. And I'm like, what? And it goes back to the whole it's easy to get started as a girl, but it's hard to get established as your own person with like opinions about video games without people thinking, she wants to date me or she wants my clout, my money, my whatever. No, I just want to play games. Like that's just the gist of most of it.
I just
And some females don't even get that either because they're so catty. They think like, oh, she's gonna take all my males or something like that.
that's
I'm
true.
like,
I've seen that too.
if you have that mindset, then probably YouTube is not for you. And like, okay, not all girls are catty, so let me be clear on that. There are some really cool female gamers that I talk to and stuff, or that I know. But some of them are just like, I get that aura of bitch.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a sixth sense or something. Now, granted, some of the times I'm wrong or I'm being catty. Not gonna lie, I shouldn't have commented what I said on someone's video that I don't even know. But it just the whole atmosphere is pretty tense sometimes, and I really don't like that. And it's not really a competition. Guys like multiple girls or whatever, but it shouldn't be how they look.
No.
It should just be they like the game or the gameplay or something or what they're saying or their video is cool. But some,
I
don't work like that.
I've become like, for me to say it would be a lie. For me to say that looks don't matter because we're human and whatever we're made of and different things that always matter. Looks and things do play a part in it. But then again, also personality plays a part in it. most of the people that I watch, like or videos and concepts, but content that I digest is people that I either like because of the fact that it's okay, you're cute, but you actually talking about something, or you're playing something that I'm interested in, or even if you're not playing something that I'm interested in, then I'll deal with you because of your personality and how you make it fun, and that's how matter of fact, I do dudes that too. Like, and some people, which I'm pretty sure might happen to me as well with people, and it's natural, is sometimes you just fall off of a certain content creator or something, because it's a lot of people that I haven't like followed in a long time. Like, well, I was just telling somebody this, Boogie2988. I like Boogie. I've been following Boogie for over 10 years, but I want to say by the last year or something, it wasn't his weight loss. It was just I still, by him being kind of morbid, I guess, kind of still made me feel like I don't know. It really wasn't nothing I could pinpoint. I just kind of stopped watching him. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
people like that.
looks, yeah, do play a part, but to a certain extent for me at least, because like I wear t-shirts, I don't wear makeup, my hair is good, but that's pretty much it. And I just talk about the games. That's it.
Well, see, that's the main. Let me let you know the secret, Mandy. Amanda Lee. That's the thing, because you play games. You said it. You know who your video game spirit animal is. It's Futaba. Mm-hmm. And I know Futaba is like the number one on Persona 5. Every dude loves Futaba. Futaba and Makoto are like my favorite too as well. Like, I don't, 1A and 1B, 1A and 1B. But because what it is you have your own personality, and it's also because you know the games and you're cute. I've seen, I'm one of your mods. I've seen, and I'd be like, should I say something? Because some of these folks come in and they'll just say the most randomest things that they wouldn't say to you. Of course, they wouldn't say to a dude or on a dude's like stream, or even wouldn't want nobody saying to their sister or cousins or something like that. You know what I mean? They'll slide in. So, what you doing? So, how's your man like this? And what? Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, what I just like with Luigi's man.
I deal with it pretty well because I'm small right now. But yeah, it could get annoying. I just, let it slide, or just let the comment sit and just eventually go away and not answer. But there are more people who support me because of my content. I'm not gonna lie. Like, your looks could get you to a certain place, but it's your actual content that would carry you to bigger things. Because you can look like a supermodel, but if you're just like a cardboard box, then I'm sorry.
See, that's what really made me like, we were talking about her earlier, Sunny Bookish. What made me really like her, because I had said that, I don't know if I said that on stream or on the recording, but I wasn't, me and her started at the same time. And I was like, oh, she's a real pretty young woman. She a cutie pie. But what had happened was I figured she was just like a lot of these other clout chasers, and I know that was bad for me to think that, but I thought she just out here, she cute, she out here, she got the accent, and she's out here, and she's got nice legs, and so she's going to show them off to get sponsors and support. But then I actually just started watching her content, and when her editing skills are really great. And
her personality is like
how goofy she is. Yeah, she's like like super dork. And I was like, I'll support to watch you. I'll give $1.99, you know what I mean, to watch and subscribe, because her content was good when it came to that. I was like, okay, she's not just a pretty face. She acknowledges, oh yeah, I know I got it, but that's not what I want you to do.
Wait. Huh? She's making that side hustle with her Patreon.
Yeah. Well, see, now
but her videos are still good.
I follow her on IG, and now it ain't really about a lot of video games. Just lot of
Yeah,
timing
like
now. A lot of times,
I don't mind like
I can't say I ain't like the picture or two, but I'm just just being honest. It ain't about a lot of video games no more. It's about a lot of thighs.
yeah, I mean I don't really mind that. And I don't really have a problem with most female gamers, even Destiny FOMO. Like if she were to unblock me, I'll say sorry. Like it's so awkward when you go say sorry to a person who block you. But
Yeah.
because I don't want any cattiness in the area. So I went to go say sorry for the rude comment on her video. It was inappropriate. And I shouldn't judge her before like actually knowing her. And then I was blocked. I was like, well, that sorry went out the door.
Yeah, she wasn't having it.
But no, it's just like I have no other way of contacting her. I'm not gonna say it publicly.
No, I understand. Yeah.
So like I had a problem with her, but even then I don't know if she has a problem with me or if she even remembers me. She's a big channel. So, I
Well,
just wanted to not chase her clout or anything. I just wanted to say sorry so I don't have that like
guilt.
I don't want to
Yeah.
yeah, the
Yeah. You
guilt.
have that over your head. No, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, because I'm a person who likes to not likes to, but I get angry and I sometimes lash out, but down the line I will feel guilty and want to say sorry. So that's just even if it's like the most little thing, if I feel like I was kind of in the wrong, I do like to apologize. So
Yeah, I feel you. That actually goes to, well, since you said you can be an angry person sometimes, and I've seen a couple instances. This is gonna do a perfect segue into our next topic, and that is Pokemans. And
oh boy.
and your opinion. Now, I only played the main generation, red and blue, X and Y. I don't want to say the main ones, but like the big new Tobe ones, and then Sword and Shield. I have stopped playing Sword and Shield mainly because, well, I don't know why I assumed it was going to be different. It was going to be a different type of Pokemon, but it's Pokemon, and it hurt me.
It's never different.
It hurt me. They didn't have voice acting. That really bothered me.
Oh, that intro is like so awkward.
Yes.
And even the singing, like how do you how did that like get past the development team?
How did
Like I
a
don't even know.
2019 game? I get the regional, in the languages and the money and time it takes, but
It's not even that. Like Fire Emblem has voice actors for many scenarios.
yes, it does.
And like there's all these conversation trees you can have with other people and they're actually voiced. And for Pokemon, I didn't need it all to be voiced. Just the major parts. Maybe the opening, when you get to a gym,
Mm-hmm.
probably if they're feeling, gracious after a gym.
That would be
And
nice.
yeah, and the singing. Because that's like a no duh.
Yeah,
And
as I like to do the voices for people in games, but that was just too much. I did a stream for 3 hours, and my throat, not throat, but throat, it changed. It
yeah,
was sore because I was like, I'm doing a voice for every character in 2019.
I did that for a like visual novel from way before, and that was like never again. Never again. But Pokemon, they had the money. I mean, they have people from different like languages. I don't know. Like that's the main thing with Pokemon. I feel like they don't even try. And then like they make double the money because now it's $60.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, damn, you should have tried a little bit harder. But a lot of people who like Pokemon like say, oh, it's not about that or this or that. it's not, but that's what makes a good game great when it has all these aspects. And so Pokemon is basically selling out just because of the name. The name Pokemon,
Yeah.
slap that on something,
Yeah. Well,
it's sold.
Pikachu is the Japanese Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. So I always said I want to see where Pokemon was not attached to the game. If it was just called Sword and Shield, people will be like, what game trash is this in 2019?
Yeah, you're
Like, if
probably
it
right.
didn't have the Pokemon or the Pokemon logo, they'll be like, what is this? Why is the graphics look like a 64 game?
See, what I have seen that with this Pokemon, everybody has been gravitating to is the shinies, and I can't I can't knock anything because, well, my one of my mottos is, can't we all just game along? And when my ass has did, every damn waifu on Fire Emblem, so how can I talk about somebody going for 100 extra hours to lay eggs? But it seems like, the shinings. My homeboy, Black Ass Gamer, he just he has I don't think he's been to the first gym either. Like, I haven't never made it to the first gym. He hasn't even made it to the first gym. He's been playing for about 200-300 hours. But I'm gonna say about 200 hours. That was, yeah, about 200 hours or more. I'm gonna say about 200 hours plus. And only thing he's been doing is trading and getting shinies. And he streams that. And that's
Yeah.
the thing. He's like, I guess I'll get into the story eventually, but just from me being a casual Pokemon fan, like, I was really, really expecting them to incorporate like the Let's Go features. Where I thought that's what Nintendo was doing with, and I love Nintendo too, but I really thought that that's what they were doing with this whole Nintendo app. Like, I can use Let's Go and I can catch like certain early generation Pokemon, and then through the online transfer that over, or get some kind of rare item, something. And I felt that they can do that. That's not hard technology like to do in 2020. But I do like the fact, and this is an unpopular opinion, so don't cut my throat, Mandy, but I do like the fact that the DS is gone. And the reason why I like the fact that the DS is gone is because it finally puts all the Nintendo's efforts into one thing. One thing that you can do, you can play on the TV if you want, or you can play like a DS if you want. Because for many, 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 many moons, we have been getting Pokemon, which is a top tier game, only on the DS. We had been getting Golden Suns or Mother
That's
3 and
but
other
that's good.
games just on the DS. But
I think
that's
Pokemon
split the
worked better
markets.
on the DS, and it was $40 because they're having like a train wreck trying to get it on a console. It looks like a blown up 3DS game.
It does. I'll admit that. It does.
I mean,
I
I'll
wish
give
I
him
could
a
share the same
pass.
pain for y'all, but I can't, because I think it looks good. I mean, I wasn't expecting. This is never how I thought it
Have
was
you
gonna
played
look.
Breath of the Wild?
I
Like
have.
that got the treatment.
I have.
Pokemon has all the money, all the clout. I mean, I guess it came down to time, but it just looked very off. As a Pokemon fan, I mean, I like the customization, the wild areas, and I do like, I guess, Hop and like the other characters, but something
Shout out to Nessa.
like all the characters, if you read the back of the cards, which I love the card thing, it has a lot of story. And I'm such a story person that the story was just like brain dead horrible. Like, what?
Yeah, I haven't heard anyone talking about the story, just like I haven't heard anybody talking about Death Stranding.
Because there is
Um,
no story. Everything happens in the background. All you do is go from gym to gym, which if I was younger, I'll probably like that. But I kind of want a story, fleshed out characters. Um,
A real
No,
RPG. Even though Pokemon
yeah,
is like
you
going to
just
go down
let
as the biggest RPG, but like to actually have real, that's what got me too. And I didn't mean to cut you off, but when you were saying it, it made me think about. I was like, I'm just doing the same thing I did with when I was playing like Yellow, Pokemon Yellow. Is I'm just walking up to a trainer or a random little boy standing by a field and I fight him. And then I go through a line of people and I fight them. And I'm like, I did this so many times.
sometimes I try to look for alternative route around the person because I don't feel like battling or something like that. So, but like everyone's so focused on the Pokemon, which it is important, but people forget like characters, people, your character as a person is so boring. Like I just have that smile plastered on my face for like every scene.
I would like to see Ash. I wanted that. I always wanted to see Ash in like a Pokemon game. And I
Not
wanted.
really Ash. I just want like somebody because your rival usually has a story, but
Mm,
like your protagonist usually is a blank slate, and I guess that works. But sometimes it's just so awkward. Like I'm the savior of the world and the Pokemon champion, and no, like everything's the same. I don't really
yeah.
have any.
It was the same. It was the same exact thing, and that's why for me playing. And again, I'm a casual, and for me playing again, and I loved the first generation. I played Stadia. Wow,
Stadia.
Stadia, Pokemon Stadia. I played Pokemon Stadium, and then I got X and Y, and I got a few gems in, and I liked the look of with it. Pokemon Stadium. And then with Sword and Shield, I was really hoping, like, I really enjoyed Pokemon Go. A lot of people didn't like it, but I thought that it was innovative, and I thought that Nintendo had the perfect opportunity to basically utilize those two elements and to make something new, but they didn't. And it just feels like it's the same thing that I played years ago, and I don't even play all the games. So for me to say that it's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's basically they always add something like the Dynamaxing or some feature like that, but they usually like do the same stuff, same routine.
So I
I
have to
mean,
ask
they
this. I'm cutting you off because I have to ask this because I didn't get a chance to personally ask you this before. So unless you've beaten it and I just didn't see it, are you gonna ever beat Final Fantasy VIII?
yeah, I just have to be in the mood for it.
Oh, okay. Because I know you had a love hate for it, and I
Yeah,
don't do my baby Renoa like that. She's a good person.
it was awkward and stuff, but I put it down, and you know, I like to be in the mood for a game to play it. If I just force myself, I ain't gonna finish it.
I feel it. How far?
It's
Where are
always
you
gonna
at
be
on
there.
it?
I'm the last part where I stopped on my live stream.
I don't. That was a while ago. I don't
I
remember.
think I haven't met Renoa. I
Oh,
mean, I met Renoa at the
okay,
ball,
okay.
but I haven't seen her yet.
Oh, well, see. Oh, so okay. Okay. Well, yeah. You still got a lot of story then. You still got a lot of game then.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got
like
a lot of game.
I'm still like in prologue or something.
I think what I remember now. I remember. Okay, I think I remember what threw you off a little bit was the what threw everybody off was the junction system.
Oh yeah, or like it's bad to level up or something. I'm like, wait, what?
It's not bad to level
Or
up.
I'm like, what are you all talking about?
Mm-mm.
Junction, function, and I'm just like, what the heck?
You can
I
level
just want
up.
an RPG.
I leveled up to you can level up to level 100 right in the beginning of the game because you only get 1,000 experience into the next level. Like I am a freak, so I leveled up Squall and Quistis once to level 100 and got all my magic maxed out like before I even got Renault in my party, and then I just gave it to them because you can max out the Quizzical, Shiva, and a Frit like right in the beginning if you want to.
Damn.
And I used to. That was the first game I fell asleep playing, and I didn't like the junction at first either because I almost said something I forgot. But it's certain like when you use an item, it makes it go down. So I didn't like that because I'm like, well, what's the purpose of me? I mean, I have to stockpile all of my magic just for it to be powerful. That part I didn't particularly like. But once you get past that part, and once you get Renoa in your party and the story opens up, by the time you get Renoa and you start going on a mission and stuff like that, the story will pick up. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of people like Final Fantasy 7, 8 more, but 7 is smoother.
Yeah, like 7, while it took forever to get out of the place, the gameplay was still like familiar with like a little twist here and there. But 8 is like they threw everything out the window and said, we're gonna do another battling system that's just like weird. And I'm like, it is weird. Not gonna lie, I do tend to play games because I want to like experience the story, even if the gameplay is kind of trash.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably play it, and I'll get used to it.
I must not lie to you. You hurt my heart, but I understood because I would have did it too. I watched you play 8 and 7, and you fast forwarded through all the battles. And I remember, and I was hurt because of the fact that I had to grind for. I broke on the original Final Fantasy 7. They have a counter. I broke the counter. Once you get to what is it? It doesn't go past 100 hours, like on the PlayStation version, the original one. So it just stopped. I don't know how many actual hours I put into Final Fantasy 7. Like this game right here is just, I just put on the trailer as you see, and this game here is going to be the game of the year, whether they moved it back or not.
And Eris, I hope they're gonna kill her off.
She's gone, Mandy.
I mean, they could have left her alive. Let's see an alternative.
See, Tifa's never gonna be her full, and the reason why is because of Eris, and that's good writing.
Well,
that's great writing.
That perfectly encapsulates the topic we were talking about like cattiness and how girls can get competitive because they were friends, but low key they acted like passive aggressive sometimes.
Oh, they were.
Like,
don't mess
you were with her,
my man.
That's nice. All right, bye.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you didn't have to kill one off for another one to shine. That's like
they were gonna
dumb.
They originally wanted to kill off Barrett. But Hanabaru Sakagachi, the producer, he was like, I don't want to. He said, no, that's too Hollywood. Because, in Hollywood, they always kill off the black character. Huh?
They killed off one of the girls. That's like typical. That's like tropish.
But back in the day, it wasn't. This was in 97. Yeah. So the game was produced in 90. They started creating it in 94, 95 because it was supposed to be on the Super Nintendo, PlayStation, system that when they were together as a company. But
I didn't have the experience of, oh my gosh, he died. So I already knew by the time I played, but I didn't know when, so I just didn't have any items on her.
I seen you did her dirty. I didn't say it to you because I didn't know if you didn't know. And
I knew. Everybody knows. No, everybody knows.
I watched.
Whoever doesn't know must have been
I watched
in a cave somewhere.
One of my homegirl streams. Connects on Twitch. She's one of Curious Joy's friends, and she had like a 24-hour stream, and she played Final Fantasy 7 through the 24-hour stream. And I had been watching her play 7 for a while. Long story short, she gets to the part about Eris. She did not know Mandy, and she
It
did
wasn't an
everything.
act. I mean, some people.
She didn't play. She said she started playing video games like in her late 20s, like her early 20s, and then she didn't
Oh
play
my
RPGs at
god.
all. Like she like plays Overwatch and first person shooters and Sims.
Oh.
So she never played. Like Joy got her into playing RPGs and stuff. Um, and she didn't know that Eris died, so she did everything for Eris. And guess who she didn't like? She didn't like Tifa. So I'm always, when I'm on her stream, I'm like, if you don't stop dissing my boo Tifa, woman, what are you doing to her? Because she would let Tifa die, and she didn't level Tifa up because she liked Eris more.
Yeah,
And
I like
she was
theirs.
hurt. She cried.
Not more than Tifa. I like both, but
She cried.
um, she cried. I didn't even when I saw the scene, I was like, oh, this is gonna happen. I didn't even pretend to be surprised. Like you could tell by like I didn't give her item, do anything. You know what I knew.
Yeah,
And plus, I was,
after a while, I knew. I was like, but I still didn't want to say anything to you because I said, if I say something, I got that spoiled for me. The reason why I always like Tifa first, but what happened was, a friend of mine, and he doesn't sound like a friend because he spoiled it for me. He beat the game first. Because that's how he would do it. He would run through games. So he stayed up the whole night and like got to like this too. So I'm still like on seventh heaven. I'm still right in the beginning of the game. And he gets and he goes to meet gets Eris killed. I'm all tongue twisted. Eris dies, so he comes back and tells me, sipping a damn Pepsi, and goes, Eris dies. So I'm like, I'm gonna say
what?
probably on Gold Saucer, maybe like Seventh Heaven, Gold Saucer. I'm not really far into the game, and he tells me that she dies. It gave me a biasness. Like I like Tifa more, but then it made me start really kind of like appreciating Eris, where I didn't want to like lose her. So I cheated. I got a Game Shark, and I beat the game with Eris. You can't see her in the final battle, but I mean, she can't show up in the final battle or the world map, but Tifa was always in my party too, though.
Yeah, but like she dies, and I knew she was gonna die. I would have been more attached to her if I didn't know, because I don't tend to like characters that I know are gonna die. That's why I don't watch like prequels or something of a character that's dead, because I know like you're gonna end up dead. What's the point? And so yeah, I never like really cared too much, like talking to her and stuff. Even at the Golden Saucer, I was just like, you're gonna be dead.
Yeah, it was so sad.
And the remake, I was hoping. I know they probably weren't going to do it, but I was hoping they'll keep her alive. Some alternative as to what if, because if she dies or not doesn't really affect the story. She didn't really like. All she had to do was not run off by herself, and then the story would have gone normal.
If she doesn't
I
die
mean,
though, Cloud will end up with her, and he will end up
that
with
doesn't
her.
matter.
But that's not who he's supposed to. Into the story element of it, it does, because he's not supposed to. That was Zach's girl. And then Tifa, that's why I like Tifa. It ain't cause of her breasts, Mandy.
But
I like
killing her off is the alternative.
I like
You're gonna
Tifa.
do Zach dirty and kill her off.
You said
Like
that, dude.
all he had to do was protect her, and he kills her off.
The reason
Like,
why
boy, you had one job. Should have stopped her from running off.
I like Tifa is because
I like Tifa too, but it's not a competition.
on this right here. This is a competition.
Because that's how most males see it. It's like one or the other. You can't like one or the other. And okay, like with Eris and Tifa, yeah, there was this like rivalry, low key. But I don't think killing like Eris off was so Tifa could shine? I
No,
mean,
no,
that's
no.
a
I'm not.
bad
I'm not.
character development.
No, no, no. I'm not saying that at all. Actually, the reason why Eris died,
Like,
Eris died
I like,
because of Hanabaru said it was too cliche just to kill the black person off. Which, thank God, they didn't just kill the Negro off, because you know what, we ain't had too much
it
on that in
didn't.
movies.
They didn't need to kill anybody off. That would have been the unclichéest thing ever,
But
is to not kill somebody
at
off.
that time, it wouldn't have been, because see, Dragon Ball.
Not gonna lie, I was thinking that hopefully they save her. Like, you ain't really dead in a video game unless like the body is like
Final
torn
Fantasy
or something,
VII.
because it's magic and stuff.
So give her a Phoenix down, right? Because that's what I
Or
used to say. Like, give her a
something, or
Phoenix
like
down.
do a quest to get her or something. But she was dead.
She was. That's what I was trying to get to. I've just been taking a long time. His mother passed away, and he modeled Eris after his mother. And he said, "My mother can't come back to life, so I'm not gonna bring Eris back to life." That's
Who said that?
that's the producer, Hinabaru Sakagachi.
Oh
So that's the reason why.
man, Eris done dirty.
That's the reason why Eris didn't come back like that. What they start expanding on more is the relationship between her and Zack even more, which, like, a lot of
It's
fans,
more tragic because Zack died.
yeah. Well, and it just seemed like they were just sacrifices. But my thing is, Cloud and Tifa was the reason why I like Tifa. Tifa's the girl next door. Legitimately, she's the girl next door. And Cloud did everything for Tifa, and Tifa was not paying attention to him at all at that time. And
Yeah,
then,
I played the game.
And then, well, I know. I just wanted to, just reiterate it. And then
I like
finally,
Tifa
he gets
too.
her. And finally, when he comes back, it's like they had to save each other. And that's, to me, that's like a love story within itself. And then he fell in love with somebody else, but he really didn't, because he was pretending to be Zack. And that's why Eris would always say, hey, you're not, something's different. Like, you're the same, but something's different.
It would have been nice to like get that revelation while they're both alive, so it would seem like, Cloud finally found himself as making his own choices. He's not Zack, and Eris knows that, and she moves on. And Tifa is not like all innocent. Didn't she like trick him at first? Like the whole thing was like a facade from Tifa, and she knew like what happened. She didn't tell anybody.
Well, she didn't know what happened. It's just like, that was her old best friend from back in the day, and she didn't realize that he just popped back up, and now he was what he said he was going to be. But he was talking about things that were supposed to be there, like stuff that had happened, but he wasn't there. So she's wondering, like, how was he there? So she just didn't say anything because she wanted to, like, get the truth about what was going on. And then that's why she asked him to join Avalanche. Like, the amount of time that it happens, like, this is what I'm really hoping that they do for the remake, is they incorporate all these little cues. It seems like they are, because they even changed some of the backstory to it. I was looking at it earlier today too. They changed some of the backstory to the like Eris, like Avalanche with Barrett. They changed that, where they say he got kicked out of Avalanche, that his branch. But remember, when we were playing the game,
yeah,
he was.
That's why I'm hoping Eris doesn't die, because they're changing stuff. I'm like, oh my god, it would have been so perfect.
I wouldn't mind her not.
I mean, a lot of people would be pissed, but I don't care.
I don't. Now, after I've played it and years later, I don't want to see her come back, because, like how he said that, that's his mom, can't bring people back. If they did it, okay, well, there's nothing I could do, like LeBron on the Lakers, but whatever. But
and we could get like an alternative version. But because again, the story does not hinge on her dying as much as people put credit to. It just hinges more on like how people react. So Cloud could have the same development, just at a different way.
Well, yeah. The way they wrote it is they were trying to make, like, the way they had wrote, like, even with Holy, if she didn't die, she wouldn't have knew how to use Holy. They didn't explain that in it at all. But I do understand what you're saying. Like, it just would have made it. I think that they would have made the story more complicated than it needed to, because Tifa wasn't originally supposed to a character. It was originally Cloud, Barrett,
I
and
don't like
Aerith.
how it's Tifa or Eris. It could be both.
No, I
Like there has to be one female character, one I guess black dude.
yeah,
No
well,
offense.
stereotypical
No
ass.
offense.
Yeah, it's a none taken. It's this old stereotypical ass black dude.
and like
I like
one
Barrett though.
protagonist character. Like I like the whole party when they were like the whole party. And I had fun, with Eris and Tifa. They have like different personalities and nice. And because Eris is low key crazy. Like her dialogue sometimes like what you saying, girl?
Well, she was talking to the planet, like she was hearing voices, like she was talking to her dead homies. So
Yeah, like some of the stuff she said, but her real personality
yeah,
was pretty cool. Would have been nice to like flesh that out, not kill her off.
if they didn't, well, see what they wanted to do. That is, that's in like video game history. That's like the number one death. I know it. I don't know if it is now, but some years ago it was like the number one video game death, and a lot of people were angry about that because they were like, "How many countless soldiers and people have died, but this one little flower girl gets stabbed through the chest, and everybody cares? Like, give her a phoenix down." Like this was in
Like
PSN
I
and other
know
books.
the impact of that, but it seems like they were using it for shock value.
They did. Well,
That's
this is
kind of like threw
again
the character away.
this is again 1997. So during 97, games that came out, like 6 was a really great game as well, like Kefka and the world ending and like
Yeah, I know.
all
Like
these
they
things,
wanted to
but
be
this was the
different.
whole this is like equivalent to Mario 64 when we jumped from to 3D. So they were finally able to tell a story with the graphics and music to catch up. And at the time, in the 90s, there was no other game that had done it like that. Like even my favorite game, Chrono Trigger, in one of the 16 endings, you don't have to save the protagonist, but you can, just like what you're saying, and either you can beat the game without him. But the thing is, I only spoil 1 out of 15 out of 16, but the thing is with that is it still wasn't that emotional Darth Vader or Luke I am your father type thing, and you're right, it was a shock value, and we're still talking about it 23 years later. So their mission
Yeah.
was accomplished. And that's why I think that she hasn't come back yet. And you notice they keep focusing on Eris a lot, and they really focus on
Yeah,
her a
and
lot.
that's like we're just talking about like we know she's gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, I'm not gonna give her any items or talk to her because it's like you're gonna die.
I'm gonna max her out. I'm gonna max her out.
Like
That
gameplay aside,
that
like
win that she does. I'm gonna
story
max her
wise,
out.
that's kind of like, damn. It would be a shock though if they kept her alive now.
Now, yeah.
But a lot of people are like, no, she has to die. I'm like, no, she
Well, what would
doesn't.
she do? Well, let me ask you this question then. What would you have her do if Eris was to come back? Because if she came back, like,
Not come back, just not run off by herself in the first place.
well, she felt she had to. Cloud was crazy. He was trying to kill her, and he acting like somebody was on drugs. He was on drugs, and she was
Yeah,
like,
but
"I'm the
like
only
maybe
person that
Tifa
could
could
fight
come and
him."
say, maybe Tifa could like snap her out of it, tell her it's gonna be okay, and kind of ride it out with her
Mm-mm.
until Cloud gets better.
Tifa was
But
worried about
no.
Tifa was worried about her man.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
Tifa was like, "You
we
can go
can't
and
have
save the
two chicks.
world." Because if
We
you
can't
remember,
have two
Tifa was
chicks
like,
bonding.
"Yeah, see,
That's
I'm more
no.
in love with Cloud than I am with saving the world. At least if I'm with my Cloud, we good."
Yeah, but Tifa was still a very nice character in person. Like she would have stopped Eris and talked to her even if it did cost her man, because
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
just kind of the
feel that.
character she is.
Yeah.
Like even in the game, sometimes she would help Eris and stuff. Like they weren't rivals.
No, they didn't hate each other. They both were in love with the same dude. That's basically what it was.
Yeah. Okay. I could get why Eris, because of her backstory with Zack, so she probably felt something towards Cloud. But Tifa, like, she did him dirty when he was little.
But that's how But that's how it goes a lot of times. Somebody you might not have been into before, you end up.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm not saying that was wrong, but maybe it would have been like, okay, Eris, realizes that's not Zack. Zack ain't coming back, and she just, because that's the only thing that attracts her with Cloud. It's Zack.
Yeah.
If she realizes Zack is not him, she will be like, okay, peace. And Tifa will be like, okay, bye, girl.
Yeah, I know, I understood exactly what you meant. It would just work out naturally, but the reason why I feel that the impact of that kind of fueled them. What I didn't like, though, and this is not a popular opinion at all, I didn't like having children. A lot of people in love. What's the best movie? I did not like Advent Children, man.
I did not understand it.
What part didn't you understand?
Like, is that the one where it's just a movie?
Just a movie, yep.
Yeah, I didn't understand where these Sephiroth triplets came from. I didn't understand what was going on. It looked great.
It did look great.
But damn, I was so confused. What is this illness? Okay, like, I'm like scratching my head of what's going on, and then you see Sephiroth in the end. I'm like, oh, didn't we just kill you off?
That's why I didn't like the movie, because of that. Honestly, is because of the confusion with it, and in all the things that Cloud and the party work for in 7, they undermined it in. They
even have like this moment where they do that "friend is my power" thing.
Yeah,
I'm like, man, talk like, out of all the games, I wouldn't think that they would do that trope. No. But Final Fantasy was never good for making movies.
No,
like,
even though I like the Spirit Within. Nobody else. They wanted Advent Children instead of Spirits Within. That's what the problem was. And that's where Hanabaru Sakagachi left. The producer from 1 to 10, basically. That's where he left. Is once the studios went under, and then that's when they merged with Enix and became Square Enix. And in my opinion, this is just me, my personal opinion, they have not been the same company since then. Even the Final Fantasies that have come out since then, they're not like the new ones. 10, 6, 8, 7, 4, all of the.
Oh yeah, they're not the same company because they're a different company.
And then they lost the heart. Like they don't.
That's how I feel about Pokemon. So equate that with Pokemon, and you'll understand better.
Okay. As soon as you said that, it hit me. And I was like, yeah, I can. That's why I don't really care about the other Final Fantasies. Like I'll buy them. Like 12, I ain't got all the way to the end. Just didn't beat 12. 13, all the way to the end. I just didn't feel compelled to do it. Like when Eris died, I wanted to fight Sephiroth. I wanted to avenge Eris. And then it just so happened that their story started to pick up where Tifa, and they always talk about this a lot. And it's a great segue as well. They always talk about this a lot. That like Joker in movies is the first thing with stories with mental health and things when it comes to comic book characters and making it mainstream. But we forget that, which they also had in Advent Children, that's what it was, Mako poisoning. Is Cloud was Mako poisoned, and Cloud suffered from DID. He suffered from identity disorder. He was believing he was.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of things going on with him. He got experimented on.
He was literally had a problem.
Like you saw me play the original game. Mm-hmm. I didn't really understand like the power of the scene where he goes to Zack and he takes up his sword, because it looked like he was evil or something. because the graphics back then, but I didn't understand until like I knew who Zack was, first of all, and all that. And I'm like, damn. So this dude was living thinking he was like somebody who just died. And Zack did not die like peacefully. Zack died in like a battlefield. That's the
Zack
like
got
that
shot with a
story,
machine gun.
That whole story was like, damn, they did Zack dirty. First, he like, leaves Eris and all that stuff, and then he has to go fight all these people who want to kill him and protect Cloud. It's just like, man.
Yeah, and nobody cared about him. He's like the unforgotten hero. Nobody, like even Eris, when if you have her in your party when you go to Zack's hometown, what is it, like Gunbala or whatever that is?
She doesn't mention a thing.
No, she just runs out of the house. Yeah, she doesn't say anything. She just runs out of the house when you go talk to his parents, and that's it.
Yeah, and I'm just like, okay.
Well, yeah, nobody wants to say anything because that's where the conflict with things were when it came to Eris with Cloud, is because she knew she liked him, but she didn't know what she liked about Cloud because he really wasn't who he was. But Tifa knew who Cloud was, and that's what she was confused, because this new person he was acting like wasn't who he was acting like. So she's like, I want to find out more about him before so I can see what's up. And that's what happened with Advent Children, is because
like,
they took that away.
I know, like Eris, like Zack said bye. He just went somewhere. Like she probably didn't know he's dead. So I'm like, if you see a guy with the same look and sword as the other guy used to date, she didn't mention anything. Like, oh, where's Zack? Do you know someone called Zack?
She did ask him. She did ask him right in the beginning. Remember when they were sitting on when she first sees Tifa going to Don Cornelio's? She says, "Do you know?" She goes, "No, never mind." She gets ready to mention him about 3 or 4 times. She goes, "Do you know?" Never mind. She goes, "Do all first class soldiers?" Because she was wondering, because they had the same eyes. Do they all? Mm-hmm. So she assumed that they all looked and act alike, because she had never. Yeah. I mean, nobody never met a first class soldier. Like, it's rare to meet.
Yeah, that's like, I thought she was just curious. Didn't think it had to do. I knew nothing about Zack, or what happened before, or Cloud. I was just like, man, this chick is curious then.
Well, yeah, she was curious, but she also dated. Remember the conversation with her mother when her mother tells you to leave because she had dated a first class soldier before and was heartbroken, and that's why. So, and then him being just looking like him, dressing like him. But that's the reason I'm in love with Tifa. Tifa.
I know you love Tifa, but it's like the whole thing was like Aerith or Tifa. I'm like, they could both be.
But you know what? That's what the whole thing was. They did that on purpose. That's what it was. When I first played it, it was me, Gus, goofy ass. Oh my God, Gus, Petey, Daniel, Eric. We all was playing the game at the same time, and we all dudes. So what we were deciding who was better, Tifa or Eris. And see, what they did is they gave Tifa bigger breasts, so most people thought that everybody was just dealing with Tifa because of that. But when you peel back, like, the character of Tifa, you get a chance to really see, the character. Now, what I'm hoping they do, because one of the gripes about Tifa is the fact that she has no story other than the fact that she's just in love with Cloud, that everything was based off of Cloud. What I personally would like to see in her story development is, since they're making this a bigger game, I want to see the 5 years when she was away from Cloud. I want to see her practicing and training. I want to see the mindset of how do you block out that some person. Because remember, Tifa hates Sephiroth too. Sephiroth killed her daddy. Stabbed her daddy right up in the chest. And she doesn't have a mother. Sephiroth killed Cloud's mother. Like, Sephiroth is literally top 3 all-time video game villains. He killed Eris. That's the reason why he became number 1. Then he killed the Kiro's parents, his love interest's parent. Then he also tries to take over the world and destroys everybody else with a meteor and stuff and bring a god to the planet, alien species. So, it's so much to see. I want to see each character's own personal journey until they meet up with each other. And I think that's what it seems like they're going to be doing in these episodes. I hope they are. And I want to see Zach. I would even like to see what Eris is doing beforehand, because she's, like you mentioned, mischievous or curious. So I would like to see what she was doing before she met Cloud and Avalanche and running from the Turks, because we know Tensing of the Turks, he's in love with her. Also Jesse and Biggs, they had a love relationship that they kind of glossed over, but now that it's in new graphics, we can actually see it. Because I used to think Jesse was a guy, like when I first played the game, until she dusted stuff off his face. I was like, who is this dude? Oh, it's a woman. But yeah, I do appreciate you stopping by though, man. I ain't putting you out yet, but I do appreciate you stopping by and chopping up with some. We got really into that Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy Tifa. Final Fantasy 7.
Final Fantasy Tifa. Yeah, like hopefully, fleshes out the characters more. And I guess the last thing I want to say is, how you were saying Tifa, like, yeah, she looks good, but she's more. Mm-hmm. That's how, people need to be, because some people look good, but they're more than just their looks. So,
that's true.
Ended with something.
But where can the people find you, Mandy? You want to link your Twitter, your YouTube? Where can everyone find you?
You can find me on my channel You can find me on my channel at MandyLeePlays, and my Twitter at MandyLeePlays also. And yeah, I do Nintendo stuff and streaming and all that good stuff. So stop on by.
And as always, ma'am, I appreciate you stopping by. We'll have to do this again. We had some pretty good topics today. Next time we have to get into the difficulty in games. Something maybe, a little dang. I was there when that happened. I was there at that podcast actually when all that went down. So we have to get into some different subjects. By then, it might be some new games and other things that's coming out too, which it always is. But as always, Interweb, I appreciate y'all stopping by. Remember, if you like this, please do me a favor. I'm really out here. I'm out here grinding, y'all. I'm really out here trying. Just trying to get your boy to the 1K this year. It's 2020. This is the year. Hit that like button. And if you're new to my channel, please make sure you subscribe. And as always, Interweb, remember to eat, geek, sleep, repeat. Holla at y'all later. Peace.